We are Facebook Live. We're in the shop at the workbench. And of course, today, what else is there to talk about but the new DLS Bolt Kit that I just released a couple hours ago that is available for free to DLS owners, which is pretty cool. Um, so, yeah, free bolt kits for DLS owners. Uh, I mean, that's pretty cool in itself. There were been some concerns about the performance of the DLS, and being that it's a limited gun, and it was really just kind of a passion project that we did with Ryan at Lurker. We felt that it was only right to try and make the best possible bolt kit we could, being that it was a limited run. It absolutely gave us the flexibility and ability to do that. So, if you got your DLS and you like it, or if you're wherever you're at emotionally with your DLS, there is a bolt kit out there for you. Warranty. Let me touch on this. The warranty has been extended through April. Basically, all DLSs were sold by December of 2022. So we've extended it several months so that everyone can get this bolt kit for free. Super easy to do. All you need to do is grab your gun like this, take a photo of the side of the gun with the serial number visible, email Dye, service@dyeprecision.com, your name, your phone number, your email address, your mailing address, and that photo of the gun. And I think I'd have to double check. There might be one other little bit of information you need, but basically you send that in, and we will send you a bolt kit. Shipping is basically free inside the continental U.S. That I can speak to. If you're outside the continental U.S., say Hawaii, Alaska, Puerto Rico, and anywhere else in the world, just about, there may be some shipping charges. So, but that I'm not in the shipping department, nor am I in the sales department. So I can't speak to that directly. It's basically a case-by-case basis. These, I would imagine, again, domestically, I can speak to would probably go out FedEx 2-day. That's kind of our standard shipping for products, small products like this. So if you order it, it should go out quick. We are not quite fully stocked, but we do have a couple hundred of these, and the balance is coming in weekly at that point. So really just within a few weeks, if every single DLS owner sent their info in, within just a few weeks, we should be able to have them all sent out. So, but no rush, because you have until April to take care of this. That extended warranty is extended on basically the bolt kit, back cap button, locking gate, that system. All the other components are fall under the standard warranty. So something to keep in mind there. Look at Greg's helping me out here. Email must include first and last name, phone number, email address, DLS serial number, image, and where the DLS was purchased, where you got it from. And I would imagine we'd also need a mailing address so we know where to send this to. But perfect. Thank you. All right, so that's the nuts and bolts of it. These things are basically drop-in replacements. There's a couple things that may intimidate people, but there's no reason for it to. So what we're going to do is I'm going to install a couple of these right now, and as I'm installing them, I will walk through what the improvements, features, what we did, and what we were trying to accomplish. So let me change screens because I'm so high tech. Look at that. All right. So let me slide in over here. Ryan, mine is currently at die for repair. I'm assuming it'll be taken care of. Yes. Ryan, if there are yours and a few other DLSs are with the Die Tech Service Center, and we knew that these bolt kits were coming out, and I apologize for being kind of quiet, but essentially we've already sent bolt kits to the tech center, so probably your gun's probably already been updated, and we've just been waiting for the official release to be able to contact you and get the guns out. So probably this week or early next week at the latest, we'll be reaching out to you to get you your gun back with update installed. So all right, so what I got in front of me is my personal DLS. It's just drop dead sexy, so that's why it's sitting here, and I wanted to show it off. It's pretty, but I've actually already installed the kit in this one, so really I just wanted to show it off. So I'm going to set that one aside. I had this. I was digging through, getting a few parts together. I was digging through. I thought this might be kind of cool since we're talking DLSs. This is a 3D printed body of the DLS. This is one of the steps we take when we're doing new body designs for guns. Is we get the surfacing files done on the computer, and then we 3D print it to make sure that it is actually the size we think it is. It's a lot of times it's really hard to relative size of things, scale can get lost on a computer screen. So it's always good to have something physical in hand that we can compare to. We can actually take these 3D printed bodies, bolt the grips, the foregrips, put a feed neck on it, do everything, and make sure that that's what we're looking for. So yeah. These are the things I hold on to because they're just fun. They're good little shelf knickknacks, tchotchkes, I've heard them called, collectibles, whatever. All right, so let me go through real quick what the kit comes with. It comes with a complete bolt kit. Literally just drop in, unscrew one, put the other one back in. It also comes with a new back cap locking gate, and it comes with spacers. And there's probably questions on what the spacers are, where they go, how you use them, and we will cover that. There's more spacers in this bag than there should be, but it should come with 4 spacers, 2.4. So 2 of them are going to be 0.4 millimeters thick, and 2 of them will be, same one. Oh, I slid all the thin ones away. Come on now. Well, I don't even know what's going on now. Oh, excuse me. 0.4, I was looking for a thicker one, or a thinner one, and 0.6. So 0.4 and 0.6, I believe. Bolt assembly. What was I calling it? I mix up my words all the time. Anyway, the spacers, we'll come back to that. And then with the locking gate, it also comes with a new locking gate spring. So we'll just kind of go through it as we do a quick install here. So pull the bolt kit out. This is as much as you need of the body, so we can set this aside. Admittedly, this gun is not finished. This is one of my guns I've been trying to build. Find time to build for the last, 6 or 8 months. Just never quite finish it. But so to do the full install, you're going to unscrew the bolt kit. You're going to let the the locking gate. You're going to press the locking gate into a point that you can get the button out. And then you're going to drop the locking gate. Okay? At this point, you're just going to put the new locking gate in. And see if I can hold these up carefully. The one with the spring is the old one. And you can see that this notch, this relief right here, goes all the way across. Let's see if I can hold it a little better. So get it up a little closer so you can see that thin area goes all the way across on both sides. The new one, oh boy, that's a lot of reflection there. The new one does not go all the way across that relief cut. It actually, we cut it short. So you get a really thick plate along the side. And then we've also taken up all the play and all the slack on the actual locking tab of the plate itself. So with that, again, this is all just drop-in replacements. You're going to take, oops, that's the old spring. We don't want the old spring, we want the new spring. Not that the new spring is going to give you any, the old spring would really probably give you any problems, but one thing to note on the springs, I'm going to put this on a tool here. If you look closely at the spring, you'll see that one side has been double closed versus single closed. That is done so that the thicker closed end, you can press that into the gate so it gets in there and it stays in there so the spring won't fall out. Okay. So, and it's the same thing with the spring on the button, right? All right, so then I'm just going to drop the button in. On the gate, if you look at the bottom of the gate, opposite end of the spring, and you look at it from the side, you'll notice one side is very square and one side is very ramped on that edge. The ramped edge is going to face the bolt side of the back cap. Okay. So we're going to slide the gate in. Ooh. That's what I get for using pre-production parts. Always prepared. That's me. Come on now. Quite nice. I just, bear with me. It just jammed up a little bit on me. Just to mock me, really. There it goes. Okay. So, and you can see this one's been worn a little bit, so there's a little burr in that corner. So I think I got it knocked loose pretty good. Yeah. So there was a burr there. So something to look for that I was not paying attention to previously. All right, so you get the button in there. Then you slide, you get the gate in there. Then you slide the button in. The easiest thing to do is just hold it with the button, and then you just simply take the new bolt kit, screw it in the back cap, and put it in the gun. Right? That's it. There's nothing to it. Now, let me go through a few finer points here. The spacers. Okay. So because the DLS has some pretty fantastic bolt speed, the breech geometry or the spacing between the bolt face and the ball is pretty critical. All these guns have some degree of tolerance. All right, we can't make everything perfect in a production world. All right, so there's a level of tolerance. The spacers are so that you can really dial in your bolt face and breech location. And the way the spacers work is you simply take one spacer at a time, put it on the back, and then screw it in. All right, so you're basically just putting a little spacer between the back cap and the bolt kit assembly. And then you're just going to put the gun or the bolt kit in the body. What you're looking for is simply that the bolt kit still locks in place. Okay? And as to maximize the bolt face spacing, just use as many shims as you need. Use as many shims as you can until when you push the bolt kit in, it no longer locks in place. Okay, that's it. It's not overly critical, but it definitely helps. So I'm going to put a second one on here, and we'll see how this bolt kit is. So two shims on this bolt kit, and it stops locking. So all I need on this to get pretty much the most ideal bolt position is one shim. So we'll just drop one off. Now there are two different size shims, 0.6 and 0.4 millimeter shims. That way you can do 0.4, 0.8, 1 millimeter, and 1.2 millimeter, right? So you can go up by 0.2 of a millimeter in your spacing with the combination of the two different size shims. So that's really all it takes to install it. Nothing too crazy. I'm sure people are kind of curious what we did different since I've got two bolt kits here. We'll just kind of go through them quickly. Start the front, work our way back. First thing, we've got the new Flex Bolt Tip V2 or Flex 2 bolt tip with the little fingers so that the ball does not fall back into the bolt face as far. So the original one doesn't have the fingers. This one's got the little finger tabs there. Hopefully that can focus. There, you can see them pretty good there, I think. So Andrew, if your lift gate is stuck, feel free to send it in. We are happy to take care of that for you. It's completely under warranty, and as we take care of that, we can absolutely install the new bolt kit, get it back to you. I believe, I'm missing an O-ring. That's funny. I believe there may be some shipping to or from with a complete gun, but that's something to call and I talk to the die service team about. So, okay, as I pull these apart, I'm getting my new tech mat all dirty. Chris is going to be very upset at me. He likes a clean tech mat. Whatever. Do what I want. All right, so the cans are more or less the same. One thing we did do on the cans is we increased the length of threads, the depth of threads, and we tightened up the tolerances on them. One of the complaints that we ran into was that the bolt kits were coming unscrewed prematurely inside the body. So longer, tighter threads typically take care of that. But other than that, these parts are pretty much the same. The bolts themselves are pretty much the same. One thing we did adjust in here was the clutch lip. So we did adjust that slightly, and that allowed us to get a lighter holding force on the clutch. So if you have the two bolt kits and you just put one on and then do the other one, between the two, it's a combination of both valve, core, and bolt. You'll clearly see that the old one takes more force to clear the clutch. So we reduce the clutch force. That's going to help with just longevity of the clutch. So one of the things we ran into with a lot of guns on the field is people who were not used to die guns or maybe not used to spool guns. I'm not even sure what caused it, but for some reason they felt there was no need to service the bolt kits. We were getting guns in with 20, 30, 40,000 shots, and the customer would openly admit that they'd never taken the bolt kit out of the gun. At that point, all the grease is gone. It's completely dry, and you're just, this is a friction fit. And if this O-ring dries out too much and you're really ripping on the gun, it's going to heat up, it's going to start fraying, and it's going to, just tear apart. A lighter grip, a lighter release force is going to really prolong the life of that clutch ring. I'm going to go a little further here. I got to pop this O-ring off, and I will get down to the valve cores and kind of look at those together. All right. So, man, this is... Sorry, give me one sec. Let me pull the valve core out of this one. I didn't realize I had a pre-production bolt in that gun. To have original production here. All right. There. Now, here we go. All right, so these are the two new valve cores. Basically, what we did is we moved the support from the rear to the front. The airflow path, the analyst flow path, is as much or more with the new nozzle on it. When we first finished this bolt kit, we were running a standard 014 O-ring inside the top hat. We felt that was the better O-ring. It was a more standard O-ring. It also was a solid O-ring, so it had more support. As it turned out, we needed to go to a U-cup O-ring. That one didn't have as much support, so putting the support so that the valve tip wouldn't sag inside the assembly, putting it at the rear meant that the U-cup O-ring was trying to support this, and that change wasn't working well. So we simply just moved the support rails to the front so that the valve O-ring, the U-cup O-ring, wouldn't have to try to support the valve core anymore, right? Hey, James, feel free to take a car to a dealership and explain to them that you ran it about 30,000 miles past the recommended oil change and see if the dealership's still going to warranty a blown engine. We do warranty the engines without question on our guns, whether a customer didn't service the bolt as recommended or not. But I'm being honest here, and I think anyone reasonably will understand, Jameson, that spool valves aren't meant to be run for 30 to 40,000 shots without having service done to them. And pretty much any bolt kit is going to have a spool valve assembly is going to have failure at that point to some degree. So we saw the issue. For some reason, it was a larger issue than we expected from multiple customers, and we tried to minimize it as best we could. I'm not blaming anyone. I am pointing out the error of not following the recommended procedures of service and maintenance on a gun. But, you know, what, to each his own. Anyway, so the other thing, staying with this, so we moved the support rails to the front, so the valve core isn't going to sag anymore, and we're not relying on the U-cup O-ring. The U-cup O-ring, not standard, really. It's not hard to find. We've got tons of them available, but it wasn't a truly standard O-ring. So one of the next thing we did is we changed the primary valve O-ring at the top of or at the front of the top hat. We changed it from a standard 014 O-ring to a big, thick 112 O-ring. So we went from just a standard 70 thousandths cross section to a big one series O-ring. So it's much thicker, much more durable, much easier to control its fitment on the valve core, much more robust. So we did try to do that. We got rid of the U-cup and went to a more standard O-ring, and then oversized it again for longevity. So so we did that. Also on the valve core, the stock one just had a number 12 O-ring as a rear bumper. We made a custom bumper, much larger face bumper, just to make sure that it never wears out. Again, on high cycle guns, we were seeing this O-ring wear faster than we like. This is a bumper, so it had nothing to do with lube or grease. So no blame pointed at the customer there, Jameson. But it was wearing faster than we liked, so we did a custom bumper with a huge impact surface to, again, extend that life of that component. So the rear caps are essentially the same. There's nothing really there. One thing we did do, again, was we tightened the fitment of this O-ring and extended the threads. We extended the threads on either side and tightened the tolerances up so they're much tighter. And then you've got this O-ring friction, considerable O-ring friction, so we're not going to come unscrewed there. Let me see. So better alignment, better valve core control, no sagging, better primary valve geometry and design. We improved the clutch fitment. Where'd my O-ring go? We improved the clutch fitment, so it takes less force to release the clutch. So you've got less of a snap off the clutch, so it should soften the shot. A larger bumper at the rear, also to help absorb impact on the valve core returning. I keep calling it a top hat. That's just out of an old habit of working on DMs forever. But basically the chamber spacer, the volume chamber spacer, we just updated the look of it, which ultimately gave us a little more volume. So you should see a slight change in your velocity, a slightly more volume chamber, should bring your operating pressure down a tiny bit, but it's mainly just give it a nice updated look, a cleaner, more contemporary look. This was based heavily on the original Paragon design. We wanted to give it an original, that original look, so we updated that. Let's see what else. That is the primary things. A lot of the smaller issues were kind of issues that maybe people didn't even quite realize that were there individually, but they kind of add up. So we really tried to address all of those at once. We are very determined to work with the customer and give them the best product we could. The original bolt kit was a spam call. My extended warranty is about to expire, or the IRS or something. Somebody's calling me for something stupid. The original bolt kit was based heavily on the original design, but wrong parts. As we got more guns out of the field and got more feedback, we felt that we could refine and improve the design further, and that just to be, I don't want to say fair to the customer, but to really hold up our end of the deal, that we take care of our customers and really want to produce the best possible product out there. We felt it was worth doing. Pridefully, we wanted to be able to do a better product. This bolt kit is and will be a limited release gun, but that doesn't mean that we are going to neglect the product or the customers that have it. So, Peter, efficiency. Now, this should have no effect on efficiency. It's basically, we've just tuned it so the parts last longer, wear less, and operate a little cleaner and a little smoother. So that's really what we did. Nothing too crazy. Put this back together if I can remember which parts go where. They do look quite similar. I would not recommend switching and swapping the parts. That's something that's not going to be covered under warranty. We are sending out, we're not selling it. We're sending out a complete bolt kit because that's the intended desire, is that you swap out the complete bolt kit. So I think I hit all the high points. As you've seen, it's very easy to do the update. Got another bolt kit here. Let's just do this one. So this is the one I took out. It had production parts. My other one, my project gun, didn't have production parts. So, but and this gun here has actually got the updated locking plate already in it. You can see that the relief cut does not extend all the way across. So this is already the updated one. It's already got the updated spring. So I'm going to get the button in there. And then put this bolt kit, screw it right into the back cap. Drop it in. So it fits pretty darn tight. We can try to put a spacer on it, but I have a feeling this gun isn't going to want a spacer at all. Put one spacer on there. All right. Oh. So one spacer is all this one needs as well, which is probably what you'll find most of the guns need, just a single spacer to really maximize the alignment with the bolt face and the breech. So, and while I've got this gun out, the office finally sent me feed neck knobs for all my guns. So I'm gonna swap that out since I've got this gun sitting right here. Let's see. Just like that. Got my adjustable feed neck knob on there now. And really that's all. There's not a lot to these guns, which is awesome. They are quite simple. One thing I'll do real quick before we get out of here is just cover the service on one of these bad boys. So take the bolt kit out. This is recommended every 8, maybe 8,000 shots. So every full big weekend of play. I prefer to lube my gun every weekend, every time I play. It only takes a minute or two, and this is for all spool valve guns, but some people like to run things a little longer. To each their own. All right, so if you're going to lube this gun, take the bolt kit out of the body, take the front cap off, get the bolt out of the front can, and then that's as far as you need to disassemble. There's nothing back here that needs grease. The last O-ring that seals and needs grease is right under this seam between the blue and the gray. And if you pull the valve core out, you get to the writing surface of that O-ring, and it's very easy to just take and smear some grease on that surface. Use your finger, use a brush, whatever. Let me move my grease so I'm not reaching across the front of the camera. So you've greased that. You can let that go. Next thing, same thing, pull it back out. Grease this surface right behind the clutch. Put a little grease on the clutch itself. Let that go. Drop the bolt on. Little grease on the brown bolt sail O-ring, the number 16 brown bolt sail O-ring. A little grease on the outer surface of the bolt. And that's it. Put the cam back on. Screw it together nice and snug. Put your bolt tip back on. And that's the service. So even walking through it, it barely took a minute. And you're good to go. So that's the DLS bolt kit upgrade. That's all the fancy cool things. So guys, that's really it. The main thing is that it's free. All you got to do is email die at service@dieprecision.com. Get a clean photo where the serial number is clearly legible. Send your personal info in that email, and it's as simple as that, and they will be able to get you out a bolt kit right away. If you do feel uncomfortable doing the swap out yourself, by all means reach out and we can get the gun sent into die and we can do it for you. Or if there's an issue getting the bolt kit out that you need us to address, that can be handled as well. So guys, that's all I've got. Yeah, hopefully that was informative and helpful. Let's hope for the best. Anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out, and please go to diepaintball.com, check out all the products, go to your local retailer, and then obviously if you're a DLS owner, email us so we can get you taken care of with the free DLS bolt upgrade. So, all right, have a good one. Thanks, guys. Bye.